4, 3, 2, 1.
Eric Worre. Networking is about connecting for a greater experience.
Today I want to talk to you about maybe one of the most undervalued attributes of the network marketing profession. And that is the social network that is created and the value of that social network. And here's what I mean by that. In 1990, I saw a study recently that said in 1990, the average American had 3.8 friends. 3.8 significant friends, confidants, people they could share important things, important life discussions with. 3.8. And fast forward to today, 27 years later, you'd think because of social media and all the interconnectivity and the social network that number of friends would have grown. As a matter of fact, it's decreased by almost 50%, or approximately 50%. It's 1.8 today. 3.8 in 1990, 1.8 today. We're more connected than ever, but the significance of the social network that we are leveraging is not as powerful as people would think. So enter network marketing. Network marketing serves an incredibly important emotional need. And that's this need to be connected in a meaningful way with like-minded individuals. Different organizations, the corporation used to provide that. Some religious institutions used to provide that. Sometimes communities, little towns and cities used to provide a sense of community. And all of those different areas have tended to be fragmented. And you're left with people feeling more and more alone, less and less connected, less and less socially connected. Now, if you ask the average person inside of network marketing, how many of those people have more than the 3.8 friends that the average American had in 1990, let alone what they have now, you'll see the longer people are involved in this profession, the more meaningful relationships they have, the more confidants, people that they can share important information with, actually exist. And why is this so? The financial opportunity that we have that ends up giving us a reason, an excuse to spend more time with like-minded people. Without the financial incentive, you wouldn't be spending as much time with your upline or your downline or at the events or at your conferences, building those relationships. You wouldn't be as connected with those people because, again, we're all trying to learn from each other. So we tend to be more connected because we're seeking knowledge in different directions or seeking feedback in different directions. So the social network that's created here is incredibly valuable, very meaningful, and in itself is one of the biggest assets of being involved in network marketing, the richness of life. Those of you who know what I'm talking about, have been around for a while, the richness of your life because of the quality of the social network that you have built because you're involved in network marketing is a huge asset in your life, and you know it. For those that are just getting started or haven't built that yet, I promise you, the longer you stay around, the more you're going to leverage the real value of the ultimate social network, which is network marketing. Hope you got value from that. I hope it caused you to think, and hope it causes you to reach out to somebody else and build a more meaningful relationship. Network marketing isn't perfect, but it is better. If you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, there's just nothing better. And the social network is just another piece of what makes it great.
Jeff Roberti. Paying it forward is inspiration, not desperation.
People say, well, why are you here today, Jeff? Why are you and Joanna here today? You know, we don't have to be here. It's not out of desperation like it was in the beginning. It's out of inspiration. To never forget where you came from. To never forget, thank you. To never forget, Jeff, when you filled out your application, it was a chance to say, okay, I can pay it forward. I can, never forget when I filled out my application. Life's not about me, life's about we. to be able to pay that forward, to make an impact, to make a difference. There's people that have money. How many of you know people that have money, but they're not a happy person inside? They might have the success, the achievement, but they don't have the fulfillment, the meaning, the purpose. Here, you've got the science of achievement, but you've also got that art of fulfillment. And for me, I decided that I was going to retire into my business instead of out of my business, and to be able to keep serving and playing at a higher level and helping other people. Listen, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure in life. Love what you do and add value to people's lives. When you have something you truly love, then you're filled up emotionally and spiritually. You're rich in relationships. You're rich in love and connection and growth. Aren't you the happiest in life when you're growing? Growth equals happiness. Progress equals happiness. When you're green, you grow. When you're ripe, you rot. That was supposed to have been funny, by the way. I'm going to scratch that one off. But no, you want to keep growing and then to contribute. One of the most rewarding things is to bring a new person into the business and to believe in that person sometimes more than they even believe in themselves, and put your time and your effort and your money into that person and to help them, and then to see them a few years later come across the stage, and it's not the money, it's not the position, it's who they've become, and for them to say thank you for believing in me, thank you. It's like the Visa commercial. It's priceless when you can play at that level and have an impact in somebody else's life. So the reason we're here today is we get to be involved in something that's bigger than yourself, doing something that counts, something that matters, something where you can make a difference and impact and play at a higher level. So for me, it's very rewarding. Beyond the money, it's out of inspiration today and paying it forward.
Richard Bliss Brooke, The Chicken Factory Story.
I grew up on a cattle ranch, 3,000 acres, my sister and I. She's probably over there somewhere. So when I was like 10 years old, we sold the ranch and we moved to the big city, and I was like thrust into all these people and all these kids that grew up with other kids. I just didn't fit. If I was just like at home with animals. Foster Farms is the largest chicken plant in the United States. And I went to work there after high school. What you do in high school in Merced, California, if you don't go to college, you end up working for Ragu Spaghetti Factory, or you end up working at the chicken factory. And I went to work at the chicken factory. This is what your life is when you work at Foster Farms. And for 530 minutes a day, these chickens come by you at 38 BPM. Anybody know what BPM is? I heard somebody. Birds per minute. 38 birds per minute come by you, and what you got to do is cut these chickens up. And now 530 minutes a day times 38 BPMs. Guess how many birds a day you cut up when you work at Foster Farms? Over 21,000 chickens. How many of you are there? Well, 7,000 or 8,000. So you know what a day in the life of working in the chicken plant looks like? It looks like you are all chickens, and what I do in a day is cut you up 3 different times. When I worked at the plant, I made $3.05 an hour. The fact that I worked at a chicken plant and learned how to tell that chicken plant story has made me tens of millions of dollars. Now, just all of us have some kind of chicken plant story in our life. How many of you got some kind of chicken plant story in your life? You had something to overcome, some adversity. Maybe if it was even abundance, So a lot of people in here you have too many options. You have too much money. You have too much credit. You got too good a job. So your network marketing multi-million-dollar career just can turn into an option for you. So that could be your adversity. what you got to do, like here's a couple of points I want to lay out for you. The first one is you got to find your unique story, whatever it is. I tell you this chicken plant story because this chicken plant story has made me millions. So first you gotta figure out what your story is. So you hear the people on the stage this weekend, you notice that every one of them, even Tony Robbins last night, he had his story down pat and he could tell it. And if you've ever followed Tony Robbins, you see that he and Bob Proctor and Jim Rohn, every one of those people tell the same story over and over and over again. Eric Worre, same story. Jordan Adler, same story. Why? Because we know that greatest adversity is our greatest asset when we learn how to not only tell it, but sell it. That's what you got to do, is learn how to not only tell it, but sell it to people. And what you're going to find is oftentimes your greatest adversity ends up being your greatest asset.
The gym analogy.
How many have ever gone to the gym? Okay, do you get muscles just because you bought a gym membership? No, what do you gotta do? You gotta go into the weight room and do what? Lift the weights. How many people come into network marketing and they don't make any money? What are they doing? They're not lifting the weights. And the weights in network marketing are the basics. So the simple basics, there's 3 little basics that I do. Number 1, use the products. How many would say that sounds like a simple one? And this works for a product company, service company, it's kind of the same. But use the products. Be your own best customer. Be your own best customer. If you don't believe in what you're doing, how are you going to get other people to believe in it? Are you amazed here in the front row, the top leaders here of the industry? Are you amazed how many people can't even use the products consistently? I mean, could you imagine if your downline, your teams all were actively using the products, the volume and the income that would be created? So it's very important to get your people locked into the products. I had a couple that I signed up and they were hitting and missing on the products. And I called them up and I said, how are you doing? And they were not doing well with the products and they weren't doing anything in the business. And I said, hey, are you guys gonna get serious? They said, yeah, and I got them to go on a 90-day track, a 90-day focus. They got results over that 90 days. And everybody started asking them, what are you doing? And you know what? They started signing people up. They got posted on Facebook and they started signing more people up. They got momentum. And guess how many people they have on their team today? 17,000. 17,000. Yeah, give that a big hand. 17,000. And so using the products, locking people in, making sure they stay focused on it, follow up with them to make sure they're using the products. So number 1, just simply using the products, getting your team to use the products consistently. Number 2, basic. Talk to people. How many have ever talked to someone before? Okay, we've all talked to someone, right? Talk to people. I mean, we talk about what we like. We talk about the weather, we talk about sports, we talk about a vacation, talk about our kids. But here's the thing that I know. Network marketing, you get paid for your word of mouth advertising. Okay? You get paid for your word of mouth advertising. Does it pay then to talk to a lot of people? So here's it. If you talk to like 3 people a day, how many people is that going to be in a year? It's going to be over 1,000 people. 3 people a day, it's going to be 1,000 people. Now, I have another story that is tied into this that is just a real life example. I got Jerry and Annie to take a look at our program. Jerry and Annie were in Colorado. It took me 2 years to get them to look. I got Jerry and Annie in. They got Joe right away. Joe signed up Paul and Suzanne within a year. It was a year later. And Suzanne and Paul now have over 75,000 people on their team. Now, the reason why this happened is I talked to Jerry and Annie, and I said, hey, you got to take a look. And it took me 2 years to get them. So you've got to talk to people consistently, all the time, over and over and over. So for number three is use the tools, okay? Tools make it go quicker and faster and better. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just take the tools that the company offers and utilize them, okay? I create structure with the tools, and my team becomes a tour guide, and it makes it easy for them. And so I'll give you an example. I get people going to a video, then to a recorded call, and then to a three-way call, okay? Just bang, bang, bang. Have conference calls and webinars to support the team weekly, and they're able to plug in that way.
Eric Worre. We're in the education business as consultants.
You're in the education business? That's what we do. We educate people to the fact and to the point that they understand what it is that we have to offer. And we don't just educate them when it comes to our opportunity, when it comes to our compensation plan, when it comes to being in business for themselves. We educate people on our products and our services. Education is the fundamental element in what it is that we do, because we can do it better than anyone else on earth. What works better than word of mouth advertising? Do you think an ad on Facebook works better than word of mouth advertising? What movie are you gonna see faster? The movie where your friend tells you, hey, I went and saw this and it was awesome, you have to check it out? Or an ad online somewhere, on Facebook or someplace else? You're going to listen to a commercial, or are you gonna listen to a friend? You're gonna listen to somebody you built trust and relationship with, or someone who is a stranger? Now, if we're in the education business, and we are, our job is to educate ignorant people. And when I say ignorant, I'm not talking about unintelligent. I'm talking about people who are unaware of the value that we have to offer with our products or with our opportunity. Educating them to the point that they understand what it is that we have to offer. A lot of people are out there in network marketing trying to get somebody, trying to, they're like hunting, they're like fishing, but we're not like that. We're more like farmers, where we plant the seed, we develop the relationship, and through education and understanding, we help a person to determine if network marketing is a fit for them, or if our product or service might be a fit for them. Word of mouth advertising is the centerpiece of what it is that we do. So instead of trying to get the next prospect, look to educate them to the point that they understand it. In trying to sign up the next customer, work to educate them about your product or service to the point that they understand it and they can make a decision for themselves. Don't use a bunch of high pressure techniques or get in now, get in quick. Timing might be an element of education, but it's not the only piece. We don't want to appeal just to greed, we want to appeal to value. Education and understanding are the centerpiece. We educate ignorant people so they're not ignorant anymore, so they know what it is that we have. We help blind people see. Now, sometimes when you're trying to help those people, it's like trying to save someone who's drowning. They might fight you, they might punch you in the face while you're trying to save them from going down the third time. So that's part of why we get paid as much as we get paid, because it's not the easiest thing in the world to educate ignorant people, to help blind people see. It's not the easiest thing in the world to teach a team of other people to do the same thing. But because it's challenging, because it's not the easiest thing in the world, that's why the companies will pay you so much money. if you crack that code. Now, the greatest entrepreneurs in the world educate the ignorant. The greatest entrepreneurs and leaders in the world helped blind people to see, helped people to understand something that they didn't understand prior to your connecting with them. So I want you to consider yourself an educator. I want you to consider yourself someone who helps other people understand something they didn't understand before. And if you focus there, signing up customers will be no problem. Building a team of other distributors will be no problem. And expanding that team and the productivity of that team around the world will be no problem.
Curtis Broome. Fear can be eliminated.
If you could eliminate for your rest of your career all fear like that, would that be useful? Then let me share this thought with you. If you have a sense of fear, I think I'd like to propose an alternate possibility. You simply misunderstand the profession you're in, and you're looking the wrong direction. Stop looking in the mirror. It's not about you, it's about them. Because here is the question I would pose. Those of you who have felt a sense of fear, how many of you love the possibility of being able to serve one of your fellow mankind? How many of you would love in your heart the fulfillment of being able to give something of greatness to them? Then here is how you eliminate fear. Immediately make the decision it is no longer about getting, it is about giving. And as a mentor of mine when I first got started said, marry the perfect process, Curtis, and divorce the result. Your fear is result-based, focused on you. Instead, in your mind, say, if you believe in your product or service and you believe in this profession, I wish to give you an opportunity to evaluate information so that you may make a choice based on good information that is best for you. If that's truly what you're doing, what is there to fear? Even if you are speaking with a multi-billionaire like Sir Richard Branson, I wish only to give you an opportunity to evaluate information to make a choice that you believe is right for you. I care not if you say yes or no to my product as a customer. I care not if you say yes or no to my opportunity as a team member. I only care that your choice is you, the one you know is right in your heart. Why would you have any fear? You can eliminate it like that. Go out to serve with a servant heart. Go out to give and let them choose what is right for them. They're responsible for their choices. They're responsible for the result of your choices. Your obligation as a member of the profession is to give as many people in this world as possible the opportunity to choose.
Eric Worre. Overcome your fear and network anyway.
Have you ever found yourself afraid to do something in network marketing? Maybe you're afraid to make phone calls. Maybe you're afraid to do a presentation. Maybe you're afraid to follow up. Maybe you're afraid to get people started. Maybe you're, whatever it is, you're afraid of something inside of this profession. I think all of us have found ourselves in that spot from time to time. Our insecurities pop up, our old programming pops up, and we find ourselves in a frozen spot. Because when people are faced with fear, it's flight, run away, or fight, go towards the problem. And what most people do, they either freeze, like statues, and don't do anything, or they run away. That's what they do. Here's my word of encouragement for you today. To overcome your fear is much less activity than you think. Let's say you're afraid to make phone calls. If you decide to make 10 phone calls in the next hour, your fear will go down so much you can't even imagine. Just in 1 hour, it'll drop 80, 90%. You go, why was I afraid of that? That wasn't hard. Following up or getting people started or doing a presentation. Let's say you're just totally paralyzed, but you decide, you know what? I want to, person with the marker makes the money. I want to get in front of people. I want to do the presentation. And you just decide to do 10 presentations in the next 2 weeks, even if it's one-on-one. And you go, not only one, I'm not as afraid anymore. 2, I'm pretty good at this. 3, I've gotten a lot better just in 10 attempts. Not 1,000, just 10. My message for you today is you'd be shocked at how small the activity needs to be in order for you to get past your fear. You're afraid of anything in network marketing. Face it for a minute. Fight it for a minute. Decide to beat it into submission for a minute. That doesn't take that long. And pretty soon you'll put that fear in your rear view mirror. You won't be afraid of it anymore. Remember when you were a kid and you had to walk through a dark room, pitch dark room, and you're for sure the boogeyman was going to grab you halfway through the room, but you knew that the light switch was on the other side of the room. The only way to turn the light on was to get through that dark room and get to the other side. Remember? Remember that feeling, how scared it was? And if you tried to be really brave, you'd walk through and then flip the switch, but usually you'd walk and you'd start running because you wanted to get it over with as quickly as possible. And after you did that 10 times, 20 times, you realized there was nothing there. It was just darkness, you needed to turn the light on. And now as adults, we walk through, no problem, flip the light on, and we don't feel that fear anymore. It doesn't take over our emotions anymore. That one's in the rearview mirror. We might have other fears, but that insecurity is in our rearview mirror. You move forward. Take a little bit of action and watch your fear start to fade really fast.
Eric Worre. Questions make a huge difference. Be an interviewer.
One of the things that separates average business people, average entrepreneurs, average people in network marketing from superstars. And a lot of people think that the superstars, they're silver-tongued professionals. They know how to say everything perfect. They have an answer for everything. They can deliver the facts. They can do it with passion. They can inspire people with their incredible knowledge and wisdom and ideas and strategy. That's what most people think, and they're wrong. Here's the thing that differentiates the superstar from average: their ability to ask questions. Questions are the key. See, rather than me tell you, here's all the reasons why what I have is great, what's much better for me to do is to ask you some questions. Have you ever thought about becoming an entrepreneur? Have you tried anything else in the past? What happened when you tried that? How do you feel currently about the way that you're making a living? Have you ever thought about something more? You see what I'm saying? Because if you can ask the questions, you can collaborate and you can build rapport and you can build trust. And then when the time comes, then you can lead them to an opportunity that might be a fit for them, but only after you ask some questions. So asking them a question about the potential of them being a candidate for your product or service. Asking them a question about their thinking about entrepreneurship in general. Asking a question about if they had some extra cash flow, what would they do with that extra cash flow? Asking them questions about their hopes, their dreams, their time, their focus, their purpose, their mission on earth. Asking them questions about whatever you think will help them start to open up their imagination and then take a look. See, questions are the key. What amateurs do every single day is they say, let me tell you all the facts, let me give you all the ingredients, let me show you how the comp plan works, let me tell you everything I know about the company. And what the professionals do, the superstars, they don't do that. They ask questions. And then they lead those people to the answers. But the questions are the key. The questions are the differentiator. So become better at asking questions. Become better at being curious about somebody else's situation. Be more interested in their experience, in their life, in their journey, in their thought process, more than trying to be interesting in having all the answers. See, if you ask questions, you don't have to be an expert. That's what makes this work so well. When you ask questions, you can find out what's in somebody else's mind. When you ask questions, you can collaborate and act almost like a consultant. And what would a consultant do? They ask questions to be able to find the need and then see if they can guide the person to a solution to that need. And after you're done doing all that stuff, then you can bring the biggest question, the best question I know in network marketing. If I could show you how to solve that problem, would you want to take a look? If I could get you a product that would help you with that challenge in your life, would you be willing to give it a try? If I could show you how to become an entrepreneur and do it in the flexibility of your life with very low investment, would you be willing to take a look? If I would you? That reciprocal question that we talk about on Network Marketing Pro so often. So people don't care about the facts. Pay more attention to asking questions and guiding people as a consultant, as a friend, as a colleague, as somebody who can lead them potentially to a solution. That's what differentiates superstars from average. If you want to walk away from average, ask more questions.
Eric Worre, the most powerful question.
Today I want to give you one of the most powerful questions to use in building a network marketing business. Over the course of the last 25 plus years, this question has led to more success, more benefits, more results than any other question. Are you ready for it? The foundation of it is this: if I would you. If I did this thing, will you do that thing? And you can use it in every aspect of your business. Make sure that this becomes a part of the language inside of your organization. Think about it when it comes to your product or service. If I shared this product or service with you that could give you these benefits, would you try it out? If I gave you this link to a site that would explain all of this in detail, would you look at it? If I gave you this DVD that explained it better than I could, would you watch it? You understand what I'm saying? If I did this, will you do that? And before I give you other examples, let me tell you why this is so powerful. It's reciprocal. You're offering to do something first, and then you're asking for someone to respond in kind. Instead of saying, hey, I want you to watch, or I want you to try my product. Now it's not reciprocal. You're asking for something. Instead, if you say, if I was willing to share this with you, if I gave you a sample, would you try it? If I allowed you to try this out, would you do it? If I had this solution for this problem in your life, would you be willing to take a look at it? If I gave you information about it, would you be willing to explore that information in a serious way? Now see, it works for everything. It works for, like we talked about, this product introduction, but it also works with the opportunity. If I showed you a way to be able to create a better lifestyle, more cash flow in your life, would you take a look? If I invited you to a special invitation-only event, would you join me? Would you attend? If I introduced you, or if I gave you the information for a special webinar that's going to be held this week, would you watch? You see what I mean? So it works with product, it works with opportunity, it even works with your organization. If I invited you to our company convention, would you come with me? If I gave you the information about a special event that's happening in our local market, would you join me? See what I mean? So if I would you works everywhere, and start to develop the habit of saying it in just about everything that you do. When you talk with prospects, when you talk with team members, when you're following up. If you're following up with a person and they've looked at one particular set of information about your company and they're still thinking about it, you can come back to them and say, if I gave you this additional information, would you look? If I introduced you to someone who could answer the questions better than I could, would you talk with them? If I got my leader on the phone, would you be willing to have a quick call? You see what I mean? So if I do these wonderful things, would you respond in kind? And I've used this for my entire career, and I've taught it to, oh gosh, over 1 million people around the world are using this and having tremendous success. And I tell you, the fastest growing organizations use this simple phrase over and over and over again in every circumstance when dealing with someone who hasn't quite made up their mind in going in a direction. All you're going to be saying is, if I gave you something that can help you with your decision, would you explore it? If I offered this thing, would you take a step? If I take a step, would you take a step? You understand what I'm saying? If I, would you? If I, would you? I want you to put it into your vocabulary, because if you can get this simple question deeply into your organization, the success rate and the results that are going to come out of it are astronomical. I promise. It's the best ever. In over 25 years, there isn't a better question to use in building a large and successful network marketing organization.
Cedric Harris, be crazy instead of average.
A lot of us, we don't go out and share this opportunity because we're so concerned about what people think about us. Let me explain something to you. Your parents already think you're crazy. Your friends you grew up with think you're crazy. Your brother thinks you're crazy. Your sister thinks you're crazy. Your Facebook friends think you're crazy. So what? You know what the opposite of crazy is? Average. You know what one of the definitions of average is? The highest degree of poor. Seriously, check it out on Webster's. You want to be crazy or average? You want to be an absolute lunatic? You want to be crazy? You see, average people don't sit in Las Vegas and take notes. Average people are in the casino gambling money that they don't have. That's what average people are doing. You see, above average people invest in their self-development. You see, at the end of the day, we have to embrace something that we have. And as we embrace it, we get better and better and better and better and better. But it's all a process, and it doesn't happen overnight. But it's all about the belief that we have. Now, we grew up with some strong beliefs that we really have to pay attention to, and some of us don't understand what they are. You see, they kind of started off from the 1st grade to the 5th grade. We did something for 5 years, 5 days a week for 8 hours a day, and we got a result. Then from the 6th grade to the 8th grade, we did something for 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, 3 years, and we got a result. From the 9th grade to the 12th grade, we did something for 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, for 4 years, and we got a result. Some of us went to college. 4 years, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week to get a result. So for 12 to 16 years, we were conditioned to do something for 5 days a week, 8 hours a day to get a result. And so many people wonder why when we graduate college or high school, the first thing that we do is look for a job that pays us by the hour. You were conditioned for 12 to 16 years. But when someone says commission, we run. There's 2 sexy words in the dictionary, commission and residual. Commission and residual. You see, the reality is this. The reality is this. When all the dust settles, we can either work for someone else's dream or choose to focus on our own. But we have to get the skill sets inside of this industry in order to do so.
Eric Worre, you're not bothering anyone.
An emotion that's common inside of network marketing is you feel like you're bothering people. Have you ever felt that way? Oh, I don't want to bother people about my product. I don't want to bother people about my opportunity. Sometimes prospects feel, it's like, oh, these network marketing people, here they come. They're bothering people with, all their talk. And if you want to get past that, or if you've ever experienced that, or if you know somebody who's ever experienced that, or they're struggling with it inside of your company, inside of your team, maybe this is a message you can share with them. Anytime somebody tells me, I'm worried about bothering my friends. I'm worried about bothering my family. I'm worried about bothering my prospects. There's a couple things that I give them in terms of coaching, and let me give them to you. One, if you have to take the focus off of you and put it onto the value you're bringing your prospect. So for example, if it's all about you, I need an appointment because I need a sale. I need an appointment because I need a recruit. It's me, I need. That will translate to prospects and they'll feel like it's all about you and it's not about them. So coaching tip number one, focus on the prospect and their needs, not your needs. Okay, that's number one. Number two is if you're worried about bothering people about your product or service, that tells me that you have a limiting belief about your products or services. So I would ask you a question. Do you think that your product will help anybody that uses it? Yes or no? If it's a yes, do you think that if they use this, they're going to get benefit? If they become a customer, that they're going to enjoy the process? Do you feel like it is part of your cause and your mission to help spread the word about your product or service? If the answer is yes, then it's not about bothering. If it's about them and it's not about you, you might need to get a little bit more solid and comfortable with the value of your product or service. And you can get that a couple different ways. One is through study and research on what your product and service does. Two is on your personal experience of what that product or service does with you, what it's done with you. Third is the evidence of what the product or service has done for other people. So get solid. Number one, coaching tip number one, focus on them, not on you. Coaching tip number two is get solid on your product or service and understand it's a gift. You're offering them an opportunity to solve a need. They might not know they have a need. They might not know your product would meet that need, but that's what we do, is we help blind people see. We help people who don't understand the value of what we have, and we educate the consumer. That's what one of the great benefits of the network marketing mindset is, that we're here to educate the consumer that doesn't know that we have a solution that would meet their need. We do that through word of mouth advertising. Third is if you're worried about bothering people, talking to them about an opportunity. Okay? Again, if you focus on them and I would ask you a couple questions again. Do you believe that the financial opportunity inside of network marketing is a better way for somebody with entrepreneurial hopes and dreams? Yes or no? Do you believe that the price of entry and the potential upside outstrips all other opportunities for entrepreneurial expression? Do you believe that? Yes or no? And if you don't get solid, if somebody says, I'm worried about bothering people, then that tells me that they don't have solid belief in the opportunity. They don't have solid belief in what we do inside of network marketing. So how do you fix that? First, if you focus on them and not on you, you're trying to help them solve a particular need. Second is education. Get clear on the value of network marketing. Get clear on the value of this form of entrepreneurship versus other forms of entrepreneurship. When you get clear on that, now you're not bothering people, you're giving them an opportunity. Now, a lot of people view prospecting as an opportunity for you. I'm gonna go prospect because that's an opportunity for me to build my team. I'm gonna sell a customer because then I'm going to benefit. But if you switch your mindset, and it's an easy switch, if it's all focused on them, if you believe the opportunity is excellent and it's a great solution for the average person to be able to express their entrepreneurial hopes and dreams, then you have an obligation to at least educate them to the point that they understand the gift that you have. So once, at the beginning when I was starting network marketing, I felt like I was bothering people. And I'm an introvert by nature, so it's a little challenging to be able to, they're focused on that, I'm gonna go bother them about my opportunity. It's not your opportunity. It's the potential for them to have an opportunity. And once I shifted my focus, everything changed. I'd ask them questions, I'd help them figure it out, and my goal was not to bother, my goal was not to get something for me, my goal was simply to educate them to the point that they understood what I had as a potential option in all the options they have in life to be able to live a better life. We believe that network marketing is a better way. We talk about it every single day here inside of the Network Marketing Pro community. But until you get solid with that, you're always going to feel like you're bothering people. But once you get solid with that, now it's your passion, it's your mission. You're out there educating people to the point that they understand it, and it'll be for them or it won't. But if you get away from your needs and to your prospects' needs, and you do that with that heart and that mind and that intention, they're gonna feel that. They're gonna feel that like an animal senses fear. They're gonna feel that certainty and that confidence and that compassion and that heart and that soul in what it is that we have. There's no question. The network marketing products and services create value in the world. There's no question. I'm sure your product or service with your company provides tremendous value. You have to decide, are you going to hold that to yourself, or are you going to share it with the world and educate people so they understand it? Same thing's true with our opportunity. When you get solid with this and you get it off of you, and it's not about expectation for you, it's about appreciation for what you have and sharing it with other people, everything will change. So I hope that helps, and you can approach the next person when that little thought creeps into your head that says, oh, I don't want to bother them, that you will go, wait, I'm not here to bother. I'm here to bring a gift.
Eric Worre, our hot market approach is necessary.
Okay, so hot market can be an intimidating group to talk to about network marketing. No matter how you do it, these people love you and they know you so well that they won't respect you in this business at all. They love you. Sometimes it can be intimidating. So I'm going to give you an approach, because guess what? What do you think the number one goal of a brand new distributor is? What's their number one goal? Get their money back. Whatever the money is that they put out, get it back. They'll think about profit later. Would we agree on that? There is an approach with this hot market that you can use to help a brand new person get their money back and do it in a way that's comfortable. And I'm going to show it to you this morning. Okay? Everybody have your phones? Everybody have your phones? All right, fantastic. I'm going to show you how to do it without even really talking to them if you don't want to. If I was working with you personally, I would kind of customize this, but I'm going to show you a path to being able to customize it yourself. Because the hot market approach basically is saying this. If I call Ace, and Ace is my brother, and I say, Ace, if I want to call him, listen, I've gotten involved in a business, and don't worry, I don't want to recruit you. I'm not recruiting you. I don't want you to join the business, but I would like your help. I have a product that I really like a lot, and I need somebody that I know and trust that will try the product for me and give me some feedback. I need some support. Would you buy one case, one bottle, one sample, one whatever of the product and use it for the next 30 days and give me your feedback? I'd really appreciate it. And don't give it at wholesale, at retail. Whatever the retail, it costs $70. And I'm not even asking you to be a long-term customer. I just want you to use it once. If you love it, fantastic. I could show you how to get it beyond 30 days. And if you don't love it, I'm not going to bother you again. I'm just going to appreciate you for your help. Will you help me with that? Now, could you do that with a service too? If there's a service that you could cancel, I just want you to try the service. Try it for 30 days. See if you like it. If you like it, fantastic. If you don't like it, feel free to cancel. No worries, no drama. You're my brother, I appreciate it. If you were to open a restaurant, who are going to be the people there on opening night who are going to come, support you, pay for their meal? It's that hot market, right? Now, if the food's great, they're going to come back. and they're going to be loyal to that establishment. If the food's terrible, they're going to lie to you, say it was wonderful, fantastic, and they're just going to not find a way to come back. And that's going to be the same way with your product or service. If it's great, chances are excellent they'll try it again. But they've done their biggest benefit to the person is they've given them confidence. They got a return of their investment. They got a return on their investment. They feel better. They feel excited. They feel like, oh my gosh, this works. And they didn't get shut down by their hot market. Hot market's job is to shut people down, it seems like, right? Are people nervous when they first join a business? Are they intimidated? And what do they usually do? They go to their hot market shuts them down, then they shut down, and then you have to deal with all the psychic damage. This is a way for them to have a positive experience with their hot market and build confidence, build profitability, and then be able to go to their warm market with a little bit more passion.
Loren, Lahav, Slocum. Your beliefs, hunger, gratitude.
But first, I'm going to talk about the 3 things that I've learned from the legends over these years. 1 is your beliefs. 2 is your hunger. Your hunger. How hungry are you? And 3rd, gratitude. Let's talk about hunger. I mean, real hunger. How many of you have heard about a great restaurant? Everybody got you so excited about this restaurant that you got really hungry to hear about this awesome meal that you're about to have. Who knows what I'm talking about? Like they told you what the ambiance was like. They showed you pictures on Instagram, you know, all these pictures. And you like started looking at the food and you were hungry. Who's ever been there? But guess what happens? Someone comes up and they offer you a potato chip. And you're hungry. But what do? I'm gonna take that potato chip. And then what happens? Take another potato chip. It's okay. Most people don't really go big in network marketing. It's okay, have a potato chip. Have a potato chip. Have a potato chip. After a while, you've eaten the whole bag. You're left with the crumbs, and what happened? You've forgotten about that beautiful meal. That beautiful meal that was created when you first signed up. The one thing I'll tell you, never forget the first day you signed up for this opportunity. Always remember where you came from. Always remember that hunger in your belly. That hunger of what's possible. The hunger of being able to take your children on that trip. That hunger of being able to retire your husband. That hunger of being able to, give to a foundation. That hunger, because what do people sometimes do? Even though we love them, they would pull us down. They want to pull us down in that world of mediocrity. Say, that is so not me. Turn to somebody, that is so not me. Stop that. So what are the key things? The key things that you need to do to keep that hunger in your belly. The key things that you need to do, you're you. You make the difference. But you, as we would talk about, you've got to make sure that you get yourself in a great place. You have to ask yourself, would you follow you? Would you follow you? And that means you got to get yourself ready every single day. Every day, I wake up and I say to myself, today's going to be the best day of my life again. And I pre-assume the day's going to be awesome. It's going to be unbelievable, even though my bulldog jumped on my clothes as I was leaving to come here and I had to change my outfit, right? Today's going to be the best day of my life again. Turn to somebody and say, today's going to be the best day of my life again. And you must stay true to you. You've got to be you. You've got to be you. You've got to stay true to yourself. And then the other thing, you've got to fill yourself up with premium fuel every day. No chips for you. Remember that hunger. Remember the thing that got you started every single day. And how do you do it? I know many of you do this, but I'm just going to reinforce how important that it is, because the legends do this. Every day they wake up and they do their I am statements. Every day. What are your I am statements for yourself that every day you wake up and do it for yourself? I am love. I am courage. I am elegant. I am graceful. I'm loyal. I'm strong. I'm passionate. I'm joyful. I'm persistent. I'm all these. I'm powerful. If every day you think your business would change, would transform, if every day you woke up in that kind of place, how many of you know that it would change? And you keep growing that because we know this to be true. People want to look and go, I want some of that, because your vibe attracts your tribe. And we want a really cool tribe, yes? That people look and go, gimme, 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 gimme.
Eric Worre, How to Talk to People, Prospects.
How to talk to prospects. So many of you go out and you want to just give everybody every fact and figure. Let me tell you about the product. Let me tell you about the compensation plan. Let me tell you about the company. And in my opinion, most of the time, you're jumping the gun. Because what you need to do first, if you want to take someone who's focused someplace else and get them to potentially consider what you have to get them to open their mind a bit. And part of opening their mind is getting them to imagine something different than what they're currently doing. Now, I've heard about this used in lots of different techniques over the years, but the best way I think about it is acting like a consultant. If you act like a consultant instead of a salesperson, you're going to build more trust, you're going to have a better conversation. And what do consultants do? They ask questions to try and figure out the situation. And one of the most important, I think, or a key at least, strategy is to talk to people about entrepreneurship. Not about your product, not about freedom, not about your comp plan or your company or your team. Talk to them about entrepreneurship. Here's some questions you should ask people. Have you ever gone into business for yourself? And when you ask that question, what are you going to get? You're going to get, no, I haven't. And if they say, no, I haven't, then you're going to say, why didn't you? And either they're entrepreneurial, but they don't really have a product or an idea or a strategy or the money or the time, or they're not entrepreneurial, they're more employee-minded. And that's a very important thing for you to know when you're talking to a person, an employee-minded person, that they're gonna go through some pretty big struggles in this entrepreneurial environment of network marketing. If you don't know that and you're trying to push an employee-type person into entrepreneurial thinking, you're gonna create some stress and drama and friction. So, if they say, no, I haven't, and here's why I haven't, because you can ask the other questions, why didn't you? They're going to give you a list. And here's the list of reasons why people didn't go into business for themselves. I was too afraid. I didn't know if I had the skills. I didn't have a good product or a good service. I didn't have enough money. I didn't have the time to do it. I couldn't risk quitting my job in order to be able to make it happen, even though this has been my dream my whole life. And if they give you that list, what do we have inside the network marketing profession to be able to take care of that list? We have the friendliest environment for an entrepreneurial person who has the dream but doesn't have the vehicle. We have a way for those people with very low risk, with flexible time, with the product and idea already taken care of, all of the business aspects handled for them, of this huge safety net created for them to give it a shot. That dream that they've had for forever, to give it a shot. So if they say no, they haven't, they'll give you a list of reasons why they haven't, and then you can give them a solution. Or if they say, yes, I have, how's it going? Well, my gosh, I tried and it didn't work. It was disaster. Why didn't it work? Well, it didn't work because I didn't have enough money. I didn't have enough time. I wasn't good enough with this. The product wasn't good enough. My location wasn't good enough. And do you or do you not have solutions to all of those objections and challenges that person went through? It's the same list of solutions that we have inside the network marketing profession. Or they might say, yes, I've started my own business. I'm doing it right now. and it's a disaster. I don't own the business owns me. I'm a professional babysitter. And they give you all of these lists of challenges that they have with the business. Or you can ask them, is it challenging? And they'll give you a whole list of reasons why it's challenging. And what do we have as a solution to a challenged entrepreneur? The ability for somebody else to do all the heavy lifting. The ability for the risk to be very, very low, not have to have employees, not have to have personal guarantees and offices and overhead and all these different things that are necessary for a traditional small business person are not necessary for a network marketing entrepreneur. So what you could say is, what if you could trade all of that for a simpler path to be able to get the same result? The result is working for yourself. The result is having freedom. The result is making a difference in people's lives. The result is taking care of your family and doing the things that you dream about, right? So if you have this conversation about entrepreneurship, no matter where it goes, you have a solution. If a person thinks that they're employee-minded, then you could say, well, have you ever thought of maybe switching that? Instead of being employee-minded, maybe being entrepreneurial-minded? You can have a conversation about that and talk about how easy it might be for them to give it a try. If that doesn't work, take them to a customer conversation, then that's fine, leave it there. Second aspect is you can go into, a person says, I haven't tried it and here's all the reasons why. You can give them the solution. Or the third is, they've tried it and it didn't work. You can give them a solution again, or they've tried it and they're currently involved in it, but they have challenges and you have a solution for all of those challenges. So talk to people about entrepreneurship, and then you have an easy entry to talk to them about network marketing as a solution. Your product, your company, your compensation plan, your team, your system, all the great stuff that you have to be able to help them as a consultant, to help them from a bad situation to a better one. That's what we do. Try that approach. Together we're doing important work.
Brian Curruthers, how is the popcorn popping in your business?
How many of you, by show of hands, your business is not where you wanted it to be right now? January, you thought you'd be further along than you are today. Here's the question. From today backwards, how consistent have you been really building your business? Like doing income producing activity, talking to at least 2 prospects a day, every single day, just 2 a day, every day. From today backwards, how many days have you been consistently building your business? 2 a day. Raise your hand if you've done at least 5, the last 5 days. That's a problem already. Nobody's raising their hand right on that one. Here's what it's like. You guys like eating popcorn? Yes or no? Popcorn, anybody? This is what you're doing with your business. Popcorn doesn't work. You can do that literally for the next 3 years. You will never eat popcorn. You guys have been herky-jerky on, off in your business. You can't build the business for 3 weeks hard and then go take a couple weeks off and come back and work for a month, then go take a couple weeks off, come back for a month. That's why it's a momentum-based business. So if you want to eat this popcorn, it's going to be like this for years. This popcorn needs 2 minutes of consistent heat. Your business needs literal consistency. Consistency is the number one thing that your business needs. Many of you guys have been depriving your business of it, and hopefully you all will put in your notes with a circle around it from my talk today, I'm going to get my business much more consistent every single day.
Eric Worre, we all have a menu of excuses to quit. One reason to never quit.
Ever thought about quitting your network marketing business? Have you ever gotten just so discouraged that you say, you know what? I don't need this. I'm gonna go back to that job. This is the ups and downs are just too much. If you haven't had that experience, stick around, because everyone that I know that's ever been involved in this business has had those days, have had those thoughts. Now, it's not just limited to people in network marketing. It's limited to all entrepreneurs. All entrepreneurs deal with this issue of self-doubt, of challenge, of difficulty, of struggle. And I don't know what it is for you. I mean, for me, so many things went through my mind. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this just isn't my thing. Maybe other people are made for this. Maybe I'm not. Maybe entrepreneurs need to be born. Because I wasn't born an entrepreneur. Maybe I just need to be realistic and just go get a job. Maybe I don't have the discipline for this. Or some days when I would just say, you know, I would get so discouraged with people because I couldn't get people to do the actions that I was willing to do. Maybe I'm just not a good enough leader. Maybe the product isn't, you know, valuable enough. Maybe the compensation plan doesn't pay as much as I think it should. Maybe I'm in a country or a part of the world that is, you know, I feel is more resistant to network marketing than any other part of the world. You know, so because of that, I'm gonna struggle or whatever. There's the list is so long when it comes to reasons to check out, reasons to walk away. You miss that rank, you push for that goal, you get embarrassed, you fall on your face in front of your group, you go try and do a presentation, it doesn't go very well. You drive across town, you go across the country even to do a meeting and nobody shows up. Somebody in your company makes you feel bad or makes you feel small, and because of that, you get your feelings hurt. There's so many reasons to quit. And here's my message for you this week. If you're looking for a reason to quit, they're all there. I just gave you a whole bunch of them. There's a whole menu of reasons that you can choose, and no one will blame you. You can say, hey, because of this, I decided not to do it, and that makes you feel better, and that explains it to the world, and you move on with your life. There will always be a reason to quit. But if your dream is strong enough, there will always be a reason to stay. There will always be a reason to push through. There will always be a reason to help others. Maybe it's knowing that your product or service is going to have an impact on the world and you can't let that go. Or maybe it's you're rescuing people from desperate lives. Maybe it's taking care of those family members that maybe can't take care of themselves as well as maybe you could help them do. Maybe it's giving to the causes that are important to you. Maybe it's seeing that next person in your group, the fire light up in their eyes because of you, because you persevered, because you worked when no one else was watching, because you decided to do something that other people weren't willing to do. That sense of pride that you did something, that sense of pride that you went through the battle, the sense of pride that you stood for something. That's more valuable, in my opinion, than living a life full of regrets. Going through the challenge. Understand the challenge is what makes something of you. The challenge is what creates something of you. They say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I think that's true. What doesn't kill you does make you stronger. That doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It hurts, but it makes you stronger. And I will tell you, it's the struggle for the past, since 1988, when I got involved in network marketing. It's the struggle that forced me to become the person that I am today, and I'm proud of the person that I am today. Without the struggle, if it would have been easy every single day, I wouldn't have become much. I would have been just an immature idiot running around with money versus somebody who's learned and grown and expanded and gotten better. Because even though I had those days when I wanted to quit, I found a reason to stay. I found a reason to keep going. I found a reason to work through my fears. I found a way to conquer the struggle. So I don't know where I find you on this day, when this message finds you, but if it's landing on you on a particularly bad day, just understand this. There's always a reason to quit, but there's also always a reason to stay. And if you have somebody in your organization that maybe is going through a struggle, have them listen to this. Because I will tell you, network marketing isn't perfect, but it's better. And the struggle is worth it. You decide to stay through the struggle because it is a stone cold fact that we do have a better way.
Eric Worre, the second fastest way for you to learn.
The second fastest way for you to learn. So what's the number one fastest way for you to learn? That's activity, doing it. Just go out there and do it. You're gonna learn faster by just doing anything than you are by study, you are by mentoring, you are by following somebody else's example, you are by reading a book or anything else, okay? Number one is just taking the action. You want to get better at something, just start doing it. And that's the fastest way I know to get better. Now, some of you are nervous about that. I get it. It's a little scary to just go out there and start doing something when you don't have a lot of skill. So that's why this week I want to give you the second fastest way for you to learn, for you to grow, for you to get better. And that is coaching. Getting a coach, getting someone who's gone before you and has already experienced what you want to achieve, and then learn from them. Pull information out of them. Watch them by example. Listen to what they have to say. This idea that if you're humble enough, and some of you aren't, some of you are, if you're humble enough to just put your ego aside and learn from somebody else, you're going to do great. Now, this started off early for me. I mean, of course, I was coached and mentored by my parents. But when I got involved in network marketing, the coaches and mentors appeared in my life. When the student's ready, the coach appears sometimes, right? Or when the student's ready, I was ready. I was looking for opportunity. I was looking to get better. So I started looking around for mentors, somebody who had already had the experience that I was looking for and the results that I was looking for in my network marketing business. And I started to earn my way into their little orbit. And sometimes what's great about network marketing is we have people invested above us in the structure, many times invested in our success. They want to see us succeed. So sometimes those mentors can be found in your line of sponsorship. Sometimes they aren't. So before you say, hey, but my upline's worthless. My biggest mentors were never my upline. My biggest mentors were other people inside of my company that had achieved what I wanted to achieve. One of the first I had, his name was Michael Nelson. He lived in my town. He was cross-lined from me, and I was a sponge. I listened to every word he said. I wrote it all down. I put it into practice. I came back, asked clarifying questions, wrote it down, put it into practice, and had this little loop of learning by this coach, okay? Then I started to, and some of the coaches, I got to tell you one thing about a mentor, about coaches. Many times the best mentors in your life you'll never meet. You'll never meet them one time. Maybe they're the number one distributor in your company. Maybe they're one of the top people in your company, and you don't have an opportunity to meet them face to face, but you can still learn from them. You can still watch what they do. You can still listen to what they say. You can still take notes in their training. They might not move into your house and go to work with you, but they give you tremendous value from their example. Many of my greatest mentors I never met in my life. And in my mind, we were friends, but they didn't know my name, okay? So it started with network marketing, and then it went into personal development. So it started for me with Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn was my number one personal development mentor. I started listening to him by audio cassette back in the day, okay? Audio programs over and over and over in my car, and while I'm mowing the lawn or whatever what I was doing when I was working out. I was listening and listening and listening and listening. And he became a friend to me. Long before we finally met. We met like 6 years later and we became real friends. But before that, he was a virtual mentor to me. He had gone before and he developed himself, and he talked about how he had changed his life. And I found that I could use what he was saying in order to be able to change my life. So I got these audio programs. And then I started to invest in myself when it came to finding coaches, finding mentors. Some of them were virtual, by going to training seminars, by listening to audio programs, video programs. Today you can have online programs. Those types of things can coach you and mentor you so you can save time. You don't have to go through the school of hard knocks. If somebody's already gone before you and have done what you want to achieve, just go learn from them, okay? So virtually, and then also physically. You can start to engage in more coaching endeavors. And what I mean by that is you can find a coach that will help you with your mental game. You can find a coach that will teach you how to become a better presenter. You'll find a coach that'll teach you how to become a better leader. You'll find a coach that'll teach you how to get past your limiting beliefs. There's coaches in the world that will help you do that. I started, almost 30 years ago with coaches. And most of them were virtual coaches because I couldn't afford real coaches, okay? They were either coaches and mentors inside of the network marketing structure that were nice enough to be able to share some ideas with me, or they were virtual coaches through audio programs, mostly back then. Today, you have a lot more options when it comes to accessibility, when it comes to learning and getting coaching from super wise people. That's where it started for me, virtual and within the network marketing, but then it expanded. I started to seek out coaches that would help me with the weak spots in my skills. It would help me become a better communicator, help me learn. Why do you think I started Network Marketing Pro? Or how do you think I did it? I reached out to some coaches to give me some guidance. What's the best way that I could have the most positive influence on the network marketing community with my efforts? And I still have coaches to this day. You know, my wife Marina and I, we spend a tremendous amount every year on mentors and coaches in order to be able to get better. So it's okay. It's all right to ask for help. You don't have to go through the school of hard knocks. All of us have a certain amount of time on this earth. What we want to do is shrink the learning time wherever we can. If there's somebody who could show you how to get 1 year ahead of everybody else in network marketing, go get that information. Somebody can save you 3 years of pain on learning how to be a great presenter, then save those 3 years. That's worth some money to be able to save those 3 years. Become more powerful, more influential, better promoter, whatever it happens to be. And you can do the same thing. You can get coaching on being a better parent. You can get coaching on being a better spouse. You can get coaching on getting past the negative beliefs in your own mind. You can get coaching on all kinds of different things. It's okay to do it. It's all right to do it. Don't be ashamed to ask for help, and also don't be ashamed to pay for it. It's okay to pay for it, okay? This is what I've done. It's been one of the secrets to my success, and most of the powerful people that I know, from billionaires on down, they have the same philosophy. If there's someone who can help them shorten their learning curve, and they can access that information, whether it's free or whether it's through a few dollars, they take that bargain. They take that opportunity and they leverage it. Okay, so you do the same thing. Okay, a lot of the stuff we talk about here, you can access through networkmarketingpro.com for free. Go ahead and do it if that's where you're at. But if there's something that you want to do, go ahead and explore. Find somebody who can help you go where you want to go and leverage their experience to be able to grow and learn faster.
Eric Worre, get out of your head and get into action.
We are passionately devoted to learning and growth. Like no other organization on earth, we devour personal development content. We're readers, we're people who listen to podcasts, we're people who watch videos, and we're attending events, we're taking notes, and we're constantly learning, and we're constantly feeding our minds. But the message for this week is this: get out of your head and into action. Sometimes personal development without action becomes useless. Here's what I mean by that. How many people know someone who's very educated and they just keep getting more and more educated? They keep getting another degree and another degree and another degree and another degree. But they haven't taken that talent and knowledge and wisdom to the world. It's trapped in their head. And they keep learning and learning and learning, and that's fine. I mean, if that's something they want to do, that's fine. If it's really important to have all those initials behind their name, that's fine. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Learning is not going to create an income. Action is going to create an income. Learning is not going to grow a network. Action is going to grow a network. Learning is not going to create duplication. Action is what's going to create duplication. Now, that doesn't mean that learning isn't important. It has its place. We learn, we practice. We learn, we take action. We learn, we move. Guess where most of the real learning is done in network marketing? In the doing, in the action. Because you can study, you can read the manuals, you can watch the videos, you do all that stuff, then you go do a presentation, you go, oh, okay, next time I'll be able to do this, this, this. You go out there and you learn how to lead your team, then you start leading your team, and you go, oh, here's this dynamic and that dynamic that I didn't understand. So the learning is in the doing. So don't get trapped in personal development thinking that you're making progress. Now, yes, you're developing yourself, but if you don't eventually take action on that knowledge, you don't take action on the learning, you don't take action on the personal development, it becomes lost. It becomes wasted. It becomes an exercise in futility. You're the most educated, undervalued person around. You have all the answers, but none of the income. You have all the answers, but you don't have the organization. You have all the answers. And I used to be one of those people, and I bet you know somebody in your organization. They know the ingredients to every product. They know every single part of the compensation plan. They know every answer to every question, but they haven't rank advanced in 4 years. That was me. I had all the answers, but I wasn't taking the action. I was hiding behind feeling good about having the knowledge, but I really didn't have the skill. So get out of your head and get into action.
Eric Worre, you can't afford to mow your lawn.
You can't afford to mow your lawn. What does that title even mean? Let me back up and give you some context to it. And I think by the end of this show, you're going to agree with me. If you're involved in network marketing, if you're an entrepreneur, you can't afford to mow your lawn. Now, here's where this all started for me. I've been mentored by a few different billionaires over the course of my career. And the first one, I went to him and I said, you know, I want to achieve, I want to move forward. You've had all this success. What do I do? How do I break out? How do I create more success for myself? He said, Eric, how much do you want to make in a year? Give me a number. I said, well, $1 million a year sounds good. You know, 2 commas, $1 million a year. That sounds like it would be, you know, a great life. He said, fine. He said, that's a good start. Let's break that down. To make $1 million a year, you would have to earn approximately $500 an hour in your work time. $500 an hour in your work time in order to be able to earn $1 million a year. He said, Eric, is there a task that you can do in your business that will earn you $500 an hour over time? I went, well, in network marketing, there actually is. If I'm in front of a prospect, if I'm telling the story, if I'm sharing the product, I'm telling the story, I'm sharing the opportunity, I'm explaining the compensation plan, I'm with a prospect, helping them understand what it is that I have to offer. If I'm with that prospect, that over time equals $500 an hour or better. That was my experience. I just didn't spend that much time in front of that many prospects, right? I'd get my life was busy with everything else. I said, yeah. I said, yes, I have that activity. He said, fine. He said, take every activity that you are doing that can be done by someone else. Number one, the activity that can be done by someone else. Number one. Number two is worth less than $500 an hour. And number 3 isn't something that's jeopardizing your family or your values, and have somebody else do it. So I said, so wait a minute. So I mow my lawn. You tell me I can't mow my lawn? He said, you can mow your lawn, but mowing your lawn is minimum wage activity. If you want to sell your hour for minimum wage, and there's a task you could do somewhere else that's paying $500 an hour, why would you do that? Call it $15 an hour to mow your lawn. And you have a task that you could get $500 if you're in front of prospects. Every time you mow your lawn, you lose $485. And I went, wow, I thought I was saving money by mowing my lawn. No, it was costing me money to mow my lawn. So here's what I did. I took inventory of every part of my life. I currently, and for decades now, have not done tasks of under $500 an hour unless it was something with my family, unless it was something that I chose to do that was quality with the relationships in my life. I'm talking about work time. I'm talking about tasks that I could do that don't impact my relationships, okay? So I don't mow the lawn. I don't clean the pool. I don't clean out the garage. I don't get groceries. I don't clean the house. I don't do any of that stuff. In our family, we have people help us do those things, and then we focus our tasks, our energy, on the highest producing activity possible. So apply this to network marketing. You can decide to mow the lawn, you could fix you clean up the garage, you could tinker all you want, you could do this, you could do that, you could fix things, or you could just have somebody do that for you. And there's a number of steps in order for this to work out. You can't just have somebody mow the lawn and you sit on the couch and watch TV. That's not gonna work out. You're losing money double now. 1, if it's less than $500 an hour, have somebody else do it. 2, make sure you're replacing that hour with $500 an hour activity or better. Some high earning activity. It doesn't need to be $500. It could just be more than whatever you're paying for those different tasks. Okay? Now this is gonna be hard for some of you because you've been raised, hey, I do it myself, I go get all this stuff, I fix things, I do this, I do that. That's fine, but just understand you're selling your life at minimum wage. You're selling your life at fractions on the dollar. You're selling your life and your potential because all we have is time and we only get one shot at this. Do you wanna take the time to be able to help liberate someone else or mow the lawn? To help create a financial wall around your family that nothing can get through, or mow the lawn? To be able to have an impact on somebody's health and wealth and future and entrepreneurial dreams, or mow the lawn? Impact people around the world, or mow the lawn? You can mow the lawn, it's okay. That's your getaway, I get it, that's fine. Just make sure it's worth the time that you're giving it. And all of the tasks, all of the little duties. The thief of opportunity is the average person's to-do list. It's just filled with little duties, little tasks, and pretty soon another day's gone by, and another week's gone by and nothing's changed, and another month's gone by and nothing's changed, and another year's gone by, and you were filled with all these little tasks that didn't mean anything. Or you could decide to sweep that all away and let other people call you crazy, because guess what? My family does not understand me at all. They don't, I don't wash the car. I just don't. That gets taken care of for me, and my family's just like, oh, you're crazy. No, I'm crazy like a fox. I use that time to be able to impact more lives instead of just impacting the car. It's just a car. So use this, please use this principle as you grow your business, as you grow as an entrepreneur. Don't sell yourself at minimum wage because you're worth more.
Eric Worre, 3 key concepts.
Today I want to share with you a few key concepts, 3 key concepts actually, that Jim Rohn had a major impact on my life by implanting these ideas, the power of an idea, these ideas into my mind. The first one was simple, and you might have heard it over the course of your career, but I'll tell you, I heard it from Jim Rohn, and that was simply this. He said to me, first on audio, then in seminar, and then eventually in person, the same thing. Eric, for things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, Eric, you have to get better. It's not other things that need to change. It's you that needs to change. This exploration of personal responsibility and personal growth changed my whole life. Every time I started hoping for other things to change, I started saying, nope, I need to change. Nope, I need to get better. When things got tough, I said, Eric, you've got to get better. And that really changed when I was able to take control of my life through that philosophy. For things to change, you got to change. For things to get better, you got to get better. And guess what? It worked with prospects too. All I had to tell prospects was, guess what I learned? For things to change, I have to change. For things to get better, I have to get better. And the prospects would go, you know what? You're right. Fine. I'm ready to get going. Let's make it happen. For things to change, I have to change too. Right? So that was concept number one. For things to change, you've got to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. Concept number two is success isn't something that you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person that you become. Wow, this changed everything for me. When I went, wait a minute, you mean I need to become more attractive in business? And then people will attract to me? I don't have to chase and pursue to try to get success? Wow, that changed everything. If I started working on becoming better again, getting stronger, getting better, and I learned to attract success, and that's what I found out has been so true over the course of my career. If I work on becoming more attractive in business, everything will start to take care of itself. I don't have to chase and be so desperate all the time. So that was concept number two, becoming more attractive, learning how to attract success versus pursue success. And concept number three is, and this was so great for me because I struggled in formal education. He said, formal education, Eric, will make you a living. You could get a check from a formal education. You get a paycheck. Self-education will make you a fortune. So formal education, everybody goes through. You kind of have to go through that. But what are you going to do after formal education is done? Self-education will make you a fortune. And I went, wow, okay. He was the one that had me start, because back then, if I read any book, within about 2 pages, I was ready to go to sleep. I was just exhausted, just like. But he said, Eric, just start by reading 10 pages a day. Find a book that interests you, read 10 pages a day. You can get through a 300-page book in a month if you do that, and start to develop the discipline, because I started just listening to audio programs. I did not have any discipline to read. And he made me become a reader. He said, readers are leaders. Self-education. What are you doing to improve your skills all the time? Are you taking charge? And one of the things I'm most proud of is how much I've educated myself since I left formal education. How much I've educated myself, how many books I've read, how many seminars I've gone to, how many skills I've worked on and developed, how many coaches I've had and mentors I've had in my life in order to be able to get better. Self-education will make you a fortune. Formal education will make you a living. You get a paycheck. Self-education, you get to be financially free. I've read probably 2 books a week on average for the last 20 plus years. So it's a lot of books, Why? Because Jim Rohn taught me that self-education will make you a fortune. And if you stop growing, you start dying. So I want to continue in that growth pattern. So those are 3 key concepts that Jim Rohn taught me that helped me and that helped my network marketing career. For things to change, I had to change. For things to get better, I had to get better. To attract, success is something you attract. It's not something you pursue. And self-education will make you a fortune. Formal education will just make you a living. Those 3 things helped me so much. I hope they'll help you. Hope you got value from this. And ladies and gentlemen, my wish for all of you is that you decide to become a network marketing professional, that you decide to go pro, because it is a stone cold fact that we have a better way Now let's go tell the world.
Eric Worre. It's easy to
First concept for today is little important things that you can do in order to be able to build a career. Most of the things that you can do in order to be able to build a network marketing business are easy to do. It's easy to find somebody to talk to. It's easy to call them. It's easy to tell somebody your story. It's easy to share your product. It's easy to attend an event. It's easy to show up. It's pretty easy. But here's the thing. It's also easy not to. It's easy to blow it off. It's easy to not do it. It's easy to not show up. It's easy to not share the product. It's easy to hide inside of network marketing. And one of the things that Jim Rohn really taught me is, Eric, the things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. And you have the choice of one of two pains. The pain of discipline in the short term to do the easy thing, or the pain of regret in the long term to not do the easy thing. And he said, Eric, the pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. I would wish that you don't go through the pain of regret by not doing the little things that you could do to lead a big life. Don't play small. Play big by doing the easy things that other people choose not to do. That's what will separate you from the rest of the people in the world. The average. That's what makes a pro. Doing the easy things and being willing to give the discipline up in order to be able to do it. Second thing is, he used to say, have you ever thought in network marketing, gosh, I wish this was easier. You know, this is hard. This is hard. People say no to me. People have biases against network marketing. People are too busy and people get distracted. And this is hard. This is heavy. This is emotional. And sometimes, don't you wish it was a little easier? Don't you wish more people would just join? Don't you wish people would just step into it instead of running away from it? And one of the things he taught me through all of his programs and in person was this. He would say, Eric, don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Get better. Don't wish for it to be easier. That's not the secret. Life is hard sometimes for the whole world. But if you use that opportunity to get better instead of wishing for it to be easier, it's not out there, it's in here. Wish you were better. Get stronger, get wiser, get more powerful, more influential. And that's what I used in order to be able to go where I am today. And so many other people have gone where they are in the world because they said, you know what? I'm not going to blame, I'm just going to get better. So that was point number 2. First one, things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. Do the easy things that you can do. Point number 2, don't wish things were easier. Wish you were better. Point number 3, life does not respond to need. You say, well, I need money. I need a job. I need attention. I need training. Life doesn't respond to need. Life responds to deserve. If you deserve it, you'll get it. If you need it, life doesn't care. If you need it, life cares if you deserve it. So work hard to deserve somebody else's attention. Work hard to deserve those commissions. Work hard to deserve that rank advancement. Work hard to earn your place up on that stage. Work hard to deserve the things that this profession can give you instead of going to the world and saying, I need. Go to the world and it'll be obvious. You won't even need to tell them. You'll deserve it. So get better, get stronger, do the easy things. So what's the recap for today? 1, the easy things are also easy not to do. Do the easy things today instead of postponing till tomorrow. Number 2, don't wish things were easier. Wish you were better, get stronger. Number 3, life doesn't respond to need. Life responds to deserve. Earn it, deserve it. It's better to be good than lucky. You know what I'm saying?
Eric Worre, Entrepreneurial Fundamentals.
Welcome to Network Marketing Pro. My name is Eric Worre, and today I want to talk about an entrepreneurial fundamental. If you want to learn how to become an entrepreneur, and make no mistake, if you want to be successful in network marketing, you have to learn to think and act like entrepreneurs think and act. The longer you think like an employee, the more you're going to be frustrated in trying to build your entrepreneurial business. This requires different thinking. And here's one of the biggest things that if I were to give you some advice on how to think more like an entrepreneur is in the area of support. And let me just tell you this, entrepreneurs don't wait for support, they create it. You hear what I'm saying? Entrepreneurs don't need someone else to hold their hand. They take care of the things that are necessary to be taken care of on their own. Entrepreneurs solve problems. Entrepreneurs find solutions. Entrepreneurs don't sit there waiting for their upline or for their company or for the training in order to be able to provide guidance for them. Entrepreneurs seek. Entrepreneurs knock on the door. They don't wait for somebody to knock on theirs. If there isn't great training, entrepreneurs go find it. If there isn't a great recognition system within your organization, entrepreneurs create it. If there isn't a good meeting structure, a communication platform, guess what? Entrepreneurs make that happen. And most entrepreneurs, just so you know, are people who initially sat there and waited for someone else to show up to help them. And when no one else showed up, they said, well, I guess I have to do it. Most leaders in the world, most world leaders, were somebody that looked around and said, isn't somebody going to do something? And when no one did, they said, well, until the experts show up, until the powerful people show up, I guess I'll have to step forward and do it myself. Entrepreneurs don't wait for support. They create it. Take ownership of your business. Take ownership of solving the problems. Take ownership of figuring it out. Take ownership of being proactive instead of reactive. Learn to think like an entrepreneur, and your business will thank you. Your checkbook will thank you. Your organization will thank you. Your customers will thank you. Take charge. It's your business. Entrepreneurs don't wait for support. They create it.
Gloria Mayfield Banks. 10 things.
Are you ready? 10 things. I'm counting them down. Ready? 10 things. Encouragement. Encouragement. Because it increases your imagination. And it makes everything possible. And I so remember when one of our large earners flew in and taught a class when I was new into my business. And I remember her telling me how much money she had made that month. And I said to myself, and my mind could not go there. So I said to myself, if I could just make a half of a half of a half. You know what I mean? It is that I'm telling you guys. It breaks it down. So encouragement. And here's what I want to tell you. The more encouragement you give out, the more encouragement you will give in. You will receive. Okay, number 2. Use your gifts unapologetically. In order for you to grow in your entitlement and grow into your inherently deserving, use your gifts unapologetically. So stop it. Stop hiding yourself. Number 3, shape your thinking. Shape your thinking. Because people are around you that shape your thinking. And how many of you, don't put your hands up, don't put your hands up, how many of you know someone that's around you that doesn't need to be around you? I don't mean in this room, but they're in your life. You need to cut them out of your life. And let me just say this to you, it is hard. It's hard to do it, but the most difficult part of it is the decision. Because as soon as you do it, it's so much joy. The regret comes because it took you so long to get it. And understand that words shape your thinking. So listen to me. Every word is either a flower or a brick. A flower lifts you and brings you light. A brick hurts you and it's heavy. Don't carry the bricks. Number 4, pay attention. because your mind plays tricks on you. 1 minute, doesn't it? 1 minute tells you, oh, you're gonna be awesome. And then it tells you, no, you're not. No, you're not. And then by the third week of the month, you start hitting that inner key to look at your production. It's telling you, no, you're not. It's playing a trick on you. It's your mind, you guys. Pay attention because you can't change what you're not willing to acknowledge. I want you to know this. Listen, pay attention so you can pay yourself. Number 5, skills. You've got to have skills. And here's all I want to tell you is that in order for you to feel entitled, you got to bring your best. And you bring some skills and you buy the rest. You know, I talk to people all the time and they say, well, Gloria, I can't afford to invest. And I keep telling you that if you don't afford to invest in other people bringing you the skills that you don't have, you're never going to have the skills you need. Number 6, what makes you tick? Write this down. Stop working and start winning. Forget about the work. Do the win. Win the contest. Win everything. Win the scoreboard. Win in this industry. Stop teaching people how to work and start teaching them how to win. It isn't the feeling of the win that will make it go. Number 7, don't expect other people to understand. Don't expect anybody to understand. Why? Because frustration is misplaced expectation. You walk around really believing that everybody's gonna be on your side. Forget it, just do you. Number 8, the 3 F's. Faith, friends, faces. Faith in who's bringing your energy. Friends, in this industry works. Faces, know what you're doing. Track your activity. Number 9, your history. Just write this down. Rewrite your story. You rewrite your story because your past does not determine your future, and their decision, yes or no, does not dictate your destiny. Their decision never will dictate your destiny. And number 10 is all your knowing that you need to feel entitled is hidden in your personal growth. And that's why you come to GoPro. You come to GoPro because you want that personal growth to take you to a whole nother level. I mean, last night, next year, shut up. Eric and Marina, they really know how to bring it on. I'm so excited, but your personal growth is going to give you the entitlement. So sit up in your seats. Sit up in your seats. Look at your friend and say, I'm entitled. No, look at your friend, say, I'm entitled. No, I don't hear you. Say, I'm entitled. Okay, so now I need you to do me a favor. I need you to sit on the edge of your chair. Sit on the edge of your chairs, on the very edge. Go to the very edge. No, the edge. Go to the very edge of the chair. Okay, now say hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay, now clap your hands really loud. Clap your hands really loud. No, really loud, really loud. Okay, listen. So when they say, well, how was that Gloria? You say, girl, she kept me on the edge of my seat, screaming hallelujah and clapping really loud all day. I love you guys. See you later. Bye.
Eric Worre, Thoughts Become Things.
My name is Eric Worre, and many of us have seen the movie The Secret, or maybe read the books As a Man Thinketh, or Acres of Diamonds, or Think and Grow Rich. And this idea that thoughts become things is real. And if I was to give advice to you, or to any person wanting higher levels of success inside of network marketing, is to do the following. Think about your network marketing business all the time. All the time. When you're working out, when you're getting ready to go to bed, when you get up in the morning, when you're in your car, when you are doing anything you're doing, the more you engage your mind and you think about your business, the more successful it's going to be. I don't know of any high-level successful person inside of network marketing that has not done this. Some people brag about this fact that they can, I can turn it off. I can turn this part of my life on, I can turn this part of my life off. I don't know about that when it comes to entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs turn it on and it stays on. It's on all the time. That doesn't mean you don't love your family. That doesn't mean you don't care about the people around you. You do, but your mind, your passion, your your subconscious brain is always cranking. You're always thinking about ideas. You're always jotting things down. You're always improving on some strategy that you're working on. You're constantly thinking about your customers, your distributors, your duplication, your leadership, your presentation, your training. Everything you can think of is constantly rolling around in your mind, and that process allows you to get better. So my advice for you today is think about your network marketing business all the time and watch what happens with your success. You're going to be amazed at how fast you grow.
Jessica Hayes, if you dream it, believe it.
I'm just telling you, whatever it is that you wanted when you were a kid, get that back in you, because nothing will motivate you more than where it is that you know that you are going. And if you know where you are going, you will work harder than ever to get there. When I got into this, they said, what is it that you want out of it? And I told you guys this earlier. I said, I want to live on the beach. I want to travel the world. I've accomplished those. Once I accomplished those, I had to ask myself, what am I doing this for now? And then I said, you know what? I don't have a family yet. My husband and I just got married 1.5 years ago. We're thinking about practicing starting a family. And so here's what I can tell you is I watched one lady that's sitting in this room, and actually I was talking about her on the way down here and how much I admire her and what she does for her and her kids. And that's you, Whitney. I don't know where you are in the room, Whitney husband, but here's why. Because here's my new dream, and this is why you have to have a dream. I fulfilled my dreams. I need a new dream. And that dream is that when we have a family, when we have kids, I'm not going to be the mother that sits at home and says, well, I can't go do this, I can't go do that. I'm going to create the lifestyle and have the income to be able to take my kids all the way around the world with me, wherever I'm traveling, wherever I'm going to build my business, wherever I'm going to help someone else build their business. I want to generate that lifestyle so I can take them with me. And I just commend you, Whitney, for being that woman, being that example for every single person in this room and not having that excuse, because I'm pretty sure you gave birth like a few weeks ago, which is insane to me. But guys, get your dream back. Whatever that dream was, you've got to have it in you. You've got to wake up every single morning and you've got to visualize it. I was a gymnast growing up, and before every practice, before every competition, we had to sit and meditate on our routines. We had to sit for what seemed like hours, but it was really only a few minutes. We had to visualize perfect routines after routine after routine in our head. Sometimes we need to just sit there and visualize us talking to someone and having the perfect conversation and giving ourselves the benefit of the doubt that we can be perfect, because we can do it right. Don't underestimate yourself, because you can get and have anything you want out of your life. And here's the last thing I'll leave you with is that when you leave Las Vegas and you go back home, whatever car it is that you want to drive, go test drive it. Whatever house it is that you want to live in, go find a real estate agent and make them show it to you. When they say, I don't know if you have the money to buy this, say, I will. And go do it anyways. Go look at those homes. Go look at the beach houses. Travel to the beach if that's what you want is a beach house. Travel down there and go look. It's not going to hurt anything. But what will happen is that your dreams, you will start to be pulled to that lifestyle that you desire. You will be pulled to it and you can't fight it. So I'm just telling you, get up, start dreaming more. Dream before you before you go to bed, so you actually dream about it. And then start dreaming, daydream all the time. Just get back to that child mentality where whatever you wanted to be was possible, because even as an adult, whatever you want to be, it is possible. So thank you guys.
Tiffany Malott, How to Overcome Struggles in Life.
So I hope it's okay, but I'm going to stand up because I've been through a lot.
Bring it, girl.
And I am going to give you guys just a few quick steps that have helped me. The first one is stop feeling sorry for yourself, because you are not doing yourself or your future any good by throwing a pity party. I have had phases in my life where I could have felt sorry for myself. Building in this profession over these years, I've been a single woman trying to get a man. I've been a girlfriend trying to keep a man. I've been a wife dealing with a man, and now I'm a divorced single mom without a man. But don't feel sorry for me. because I don't feel sorry for myself. Because if I had felt sorry for myself in any of those phases in my career, I would not be who I am today, and that is a 7-figure earning network marketer. So don't feel sorry for yourself. The second thing is embrace the pain. Look, you can't go over it, you can't go under it, you can't go around it, you can only go through it. And I can hear some of you saying right now, you just don't know my pain. And I don't know your pain, but I'll give you a little snippet of mine. In 2013, I lost my mom. In 2014, I lost my sister. In 2015, I lost my husband. And in 2016, I have spent all of 2016 trying to make that official. And I can tell you, I know pain. But let me just share this. This time last year, I was on this stage. I didn't act like this, I didn't talk like this, I didn't feel like this. And I finally had to use my personal development on myself. I had to say, you've got to stop avoiding this, you've got to accept this, and you've got to go through the pain. And you know what? A better version of me was waiting on the other side. And I am excited now that I can look at me and be proud that I made it through a dark time in my life, and if you embrace the pain, you'll be able to do the same thing too. The third thing I want to share with you is don't compare. The comparison is the thief of all joy. It will make you resentful, bitter, jealous, and unproductive. And many of us are looking at other people, but ladies, we're looking at other women, comparing our car to their car, comparing our business to their business, comparing our relationship to their relationship. But I'm going to tell you right now, don't compare, because ladies, the woman you think her life is better than yours, her lashes, her nails, her hair is fake just like yours, boo. So don't even worry about it. All right? Don't even worry about it. And the fourth and final thing is get excited. Don't just get excited about where you're going, but get excited about where you are right now. Bad situation and all. Bad situation at all. If you're facing the biggest fight of your life, get excited about that, because God doesn't give little fights. God doesn't give big fights to little soldiers. And if you're facing a big fight, that just means you have grown up into the armor that you were ready to wear, that only He knew you were ready to wear. So I just want you real quick to get excited. Get excited because you're the creator of your destiny, the artist of your masterpiece, the author of your story. Get excited because the world is going to see who you really are. That is kind, caring, compassionate, strong, bold.
Diana Ross, Becoming Unstoppable.
It's a funny word, isn't it? Belief. What does belief mean? I'll tell you what belief means. Belief means having the ability to see something before it comes into your life, or to see something like I see in so many of you here before it comes into your life. But you know, I don't know about you, I've been with 4 companies, and when I joined, I didn't get this starter pack with the word belief on it, and you open the box and out comes the belief, and I believe. You know, it doesn't work like that, and yet everybody says to us, don't they, at the beginning, you've got to have belief, you've got to have belief. Where does it come from? I'll tell you where it comes from. Because the first stage of belief is faith. And I'll tell you now, everybody in this room, every one of you watching at the moment, live streaming, you have faith. Why? Because you showed up. And all you have to do are those money-making activities. All you have to do is show your product, show your services, recruit some people, duplicate, teach. That's it. Keep doing that consistently and persistently. Then what happens? You get results. And then what happens is the next stage, which is hope. That's where you dare think, maybe this could work for me. Maybe this really could work for me. Now then, if you carry on doing those money-making activities consistently, let me tell you what will happen. Belief will arrive, and when your belief becomes unshakable, I promise you, you will become unstoppable. The danger period. There is a danger period between hope and belief. Okay? Remember that. Hope and belief. There's a danger period, because there's these things, and I make no apologies for calling them things, called dream stealers. And what you have to understand is that these dream stealers who are all out there, they have a job, and you have to respect their job. Their job is to steal your dreams, and your job is to hold on to your dreams. But you need to recognize them. Let me tell you what I did with some dream stealers. So we're in our second company. Our first company had collapsed. We'd made some good money. We'd bought a very modest house over a 3-year period for cash. And I found a brochure with some lovely pictures of jewellery. I said to Clive, what do you think of that? He went, yeah. I said, let's look at the marketing plan. He went, yeah. I said, let's do it. We had the absolute confidence that we could do it again because we'd learned the skills. Okay, we'd learned those 7 skills. And we got going in this business, and like any good distributor, off I went to see my first 6 friends. Now it's interesting because on the first opportunity I'd been involved with, these friends had all said no to me. You don't have to kneel there. You don't have to kneel. They'd all said no to me. And I let it go. That's fine. They say no, it wasn't for them. But this time, talk about stick the knife in. We told you. We said it wouldn't work. We said it was a pyramid. We said it would fail. We told you it was illegal. And it really made me very annoyed. But I didn't let it show. So I went home, and it must have been the November of '93. We got a check. We used to get a check come through the letterbox, and I'm running to the letterbox and opening the check. There it was. £34,500 in 1993. That would have been the equivalent of about $70,000, which is well over $100,000 at today's value. So I'm off to the bank with the check, and I see a photocopying shop. And I bob in and I say to the guy, excuse me, would you be kind enough to make me 6 copies of this? And he said, certainly. And I said, but I need you to do something. I need you to make them about so big. And he looked at me a bit funny and he said, I can do that. And I said, but I need something else. I need them laminating in pale blue. He just thought I was odd, but he did it. I went home, called my friends up, invited them for the dinner. You should have seen their faces when they walked into the dining room and sat down and looked at my new laminated blue placemat. Oh. Choke on that, baby.
Sir Richard Branson. A company is a group of people.
What is a company? A company is a group of people. And that really is all a company is. And so if you're going to have a group of people together, they must be happy people. And if they're going to be happy people, they've got to be led by somebody who is happy themselves, who loves people, who cares generally about people, and who looks for the best in people, who is somebody who doesn't criticize, but who praises and brings out the best in people. So we look for people who are, are great leaders of people because they genuinely care about people, and I think we're lucky at Virgin. That's the kind of people we've got. Now, if a company brings in somebody into a company that's not that kind of person, they can destroy a company very quickly. If you destroy the morale in a company, it's very, very difficult to get that morale back. And so we try generally to promote from within our companies, so we know people's strengths and weaknesses before we promote them. We do sometimes bring people in from outside, and we try very hard to make sure that they're the kinds of people that we'll get on with. I'll give you one example.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was interviewing somebody who was coming to my country from the overseas. There were 6 people coming for a job. And I knew what time they were arriving at the airport. So I dressed up as a very old taxi driver, and I had a whole new face put on. And I went to the airport, and I acted like I was 90 years old, and I had a stick in one hand. And as they came out of the airport, if they asked me to carry their heavy bag, they didn't get the job. But the ones that actually carried their own bags and helped me into the car, they were the ones that got the job at Virgin.
You got this. Go make an enormous impact every day.
Hey, my name is Eric Worre, and if you're involved in the network marketing profession, I want to invite you to come to the Network Marketing Pro YouTube channel. Every week, we put out content on how you can become a network marketing professional. We have tips, ideas, strategies, interviews with million-dollar earners in the profession, interviews with global icons like Tony Robbins or Sir Richard Branson, lots of different things that we provide there absolutely free. Do yourself a favor, click on the link, subscribe to the YouTube channel, tell your friends to do the same, and I can't wait to see you there.
Eric Worre. There will always be good reasons to quit, and there will always be good reasons to keep going. Decide what kind of person you're going to be. Eric Worre. You'll never get ahead if you don't get started. There's never been a better time to get started than today. Eric Worre. Make it a priority to go to events, and you'll find yourself on the path to go all the way to the top.